Kaboom!
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the AIB Show. This is Amit,
And Dominic.
and we're back on Friday the 13th. Not that that really matters much, but technically Friday the 13th. So I'm sure
Uh,
Jason Voorhees is popping up all over the interwebs, and people are watching many of these horror films. But yeah, today's the day.
How many years would you say that I've been Jason Voorhees for Halloween?
I would say your entire lifetime because you're lazy
Pretty
as hell.
much.
I mean, are you still doing that with your kids now?
Actually, yeah, I think I did it. I did it recently. Yeah,
Really? Do your
yeah.
kids
I
not
still
laugh
have
at
the
you as
mask.
well?
No, they just don't get it.
And hold, nobody gets it because for those of you who don't know, he claims to be Jason Voorhees for Halloween, but he's not. He bought the mask, wears
That's
regular
it.
clothes, by the way, like
Yes.
wearing his
Yeah.
regular t-shirt and
A
jeans. So he
few
doesn't
years ago, I
have
wore
to
a T-shirt and shorts.
not even like a bloody machete, like a fake nothing. No props, just the mask, and he's got the mask on always, like 90% of the time, on the back of his head or the top of his head. So it's not even
It's
on.
true.
So it's not anything. It's not a costume. Like I don't know why you even buy this mask. So I can totally understand why your kids think that you are a disappointment to them. I
Did
mean, I may
not
have gone
say
far with
that.
that one.
Did not say
I may have gone a little far
that.
with that one, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm confident in that one. I'm gonna stick with what I said there. You're
Switching
just
it up today. Starting off with who knows.
okay. Who knows?
Who knows the origin of the Bluetooth symbol and just the term Bluetooth? Do
Uh,
you?
Amit does not know.
I never thought of it. So
Me neither.
actually, it's
Actually, I thought of it when
interesting.
it first came out. I was like, why Bluetooth?
Yeah.
But I just gave up on it.
So there was an ancient Danish king named King Harald Bluetooth about 1,000 years ago.
What?
Yeah,
You
I
know that
believe he
dude
actually
actually
had a
probably had a
Bluetooth.
blue ganger.
Yes,
Yeah,
he had a
he had a,
Bluetooth. Yeah,
yeah. That dude definitely
I
had
saw
something.
an image of him. Right. Um, and when this technology was being developed, it was a few of the companies they're doing together. I think it was Ericsson and Nokia and some others, and it was kind of top secret. But they were providing a unified front of tech companies to make this technology. And King Harald Bluetooth actually unified Scandinavia. So in their applications and in their process internally, they called it the Bluetooth project. And they actually filed a patent preliminary using the term Bluetooth, intending to change it to another name. Lo and behold, they messed up somehow and dropped the ball, and it had to stay as Bluetooth. So it came up as not necessarily like a joke, but kind of like an homage to this ancient Scandinavian king. But they did not intend to keep that as the name, and they were forced to keep that as a name. So then the symbols um, actually are an H and a B of Nordic symbols crossed over each other, interlocked, which forms the Bluetooth symbol.
But why the
Harold
H and the
Bluetooth.
B?
Harold Bluetooth.
Oh,
King.
Harold. Forgot it.
Yeah,
Forgot the first name. Sorry.
yeah,
Interesting. All right.
yeah.
Did not know that.
Did not.
Had no. Yeah. Wow. That one had no idea about that at all. Going back to the Voorhees. You remember Lark Voorhees?
Ooh, she's one of the reasons I wanted to come to America. We talked
Yeah.
about this.
Lisa
Saved by
Turtle.
the Bell.
Yeah. Lisa
Lisa
Turtle.
Turtle.
I want to come to America. No, she was. It's. I was watching some shows. I see more and more of. You see the Saved by the Bell people popping up more and more around stuff. Although I still haven't seen their show, by the way. They're the redux of their show, and I don't plan on it either, for that matter. But I've never. It's on. I
Wait,
think it's on.
wasn't your friend involved or something?
Yeah, a guy I work with was actually in the episodes. He was a character from back in the day, Moose, and so he's still in. I think it was Moose. And so he has not had to, but he reprised his role. Um, and then I saw the Doctor. I saw Doctor Strange last night as well.
And
That is not a Marvel movie that I was expecting to see. Meaning it's very horror centric. It's a lot of there's a lot of homage to horror films, because it's Sam Raimi, and it's very, although he's a dude who directed the first Spider-Man and the second Spider-Man, but he's got a very like horror centric way that he does stuff, and it's like a lot of that. But it was cool. It was interesting. I know Lotion hated it, or not hated it, but didn't like it. But it was like, wow, there's so many universes going on in this thing. It is. I don't know how kids are gonna grasp what's happening, but it looks pretty damn cool too, though.
how many abs would you rate it?
It wasn't my favorite, but I give it a solid 4.5. No, four,
Oh,
four.
our boy Loach said it was horrible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He didn't like it because but he didn't like the whole Sam Raimi vibe to it. So I give it a solid 4. It wasn't my favorite, obviously, Marvel film, I don't know why I said obviously. It wasn't my favorite Marvel film, but it was definitely very different from any other that I've seen. So in that sense, pretty interesting. And then I had no idea Kendrick Lamar, by the way, has an album coming out today, or came out today, or last night.
I knew he had one coming out. He announced it, or like his label announced it like 2-3 weeks ago.
So okay, so you obviously haven't listened to any of it then.
No. I still haven't listened to Futures either. That came out 2 weeks ago.
What have you been doing? You just had surgery. You haven't done anything with your life. By the way, this guy's got surgery, and I don't know why you're showing crutch and making noise in the background, but he had surgery, what, 2 days ago?
3 days ago.
Yeah. But you've been walking around like nobody's problem, right? I mean, with the crutches, but you said there's no pain. You're good to go.
I mean, I am quite the specimen.
And why are you playing stuff out of a different speaker, by the way?
It's the Facebook feed, the live. I was trying to respond. I hit a button. Yeah, don't worry.
This guy just being that kind of annoying. But no, for real, how's the surgery go? You good?
I am. Yeah. I have to go rehab soon. Had rehab yesterday.
Back to normal? I mean, how long until you're back to normal?
Define normal. You know, I think I can walk next week. Crutches off next week. I think I can walk and drive.
Is your right
looks
knee?
like I told the same joke I keep saying. I told the therapist yesterday because they're like, it doesn't look like any more CrossFit. And I said, well, that's going to be an issue. Because I've always strived to be an average. I think I've.
But how's it really ever going to be an issue? Like, you've gone. When's the last time you went to CrossFit?
It's been a long time. But in my garage. No. But what I'm saying is, I always strive to be an average one, and I never hit that benchmark. I still need to hit that.
Yeah, but you also need to go to CrossFit to even get any better. You don't do. So I don't think that's being an issue at all. Like, you can't go never and expect an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you're good.
But there's certain things he said. Like they said, there's zero to ever do a box jump again. Can't. Right. Ever go running? Oh, okay. I'm good with that. Box jumps, I'm gonna miss. Absolutely gonna miss box jumps.
I don't know why you're missing any of this stuff, but okay.
Oh, I love box jumps.
Okay.
Some of the Olympic lifts I can't do, and that's gonna be an issue.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Also, I neglected to mention. So when I was watching Doctor Strange last night, there is and it got some hubbub because I think the movie it wasn't able to be aired in one of the Middle Eastern countries. I'm going to say Saudi, but that's a generic statement. I don't know that to be fact or not, and I have not done any research on this since. But because one of the main characters has two moms. And throughout the film, on her jacket, she's got a pin she's got the LGBT flag on her lapel, if you will, on her denim jacket. So it wasn't aired in certain countries, which I find very, very comical, obviously, for a variety of reasons. And but I'm amazed I haven't heard backlash maybe I'm listening to the right media outlets, but I've not heard a lot of backlash in the U.S. regarding that because I'm just waiting for that to come down the pike.
The reason I'm smiling, you see me smiling, is because back in high school, a friend Dre made up this rhyme about me.
Which was?
It's the stupidest thing. And he'd go around singing it. He'd see me in front of people. He'd go, my name is Dom. I got no mom. I got two dads that I'm taking to the prom. I was like, what?
I don't remember. That's so ridiculous.
I don't understand it either. Yeah, it's just weird.
This is high school?
Yeah, so when you said, I don't know.
Whatever, you're such an idiot. That is, yeah, wow, that's ridiculous on so many levels. No, he's such an idiot. So what else is going on in the news?
Sadly, I'm not sure if you saw this lady, a grandma in New Mexico, Amelia Baca, 75-year-old, who has clearly had mental issues. Mm-hmm. And her daughter called.
What? Clearly mental issues.
Well, her daughter called the police, and she was having an episode. Had knives in her hands.
Gotcha.
Doesn't speak English. Police shows up. She's at the front door. The daughter and the granddaughter are saying, she doesn't speak English. Please be careful. Don't kill my mom. Don't kill my grandma.
She stated that in the call. Don't kill my.
No. In person there. Once the police is there, they're saying that. Okay. Police has the gun drawn on the grandma with knives. And eventually they shoot and kill the grandma. Sad as hell. I mean, this shit doesn't happen in other countries. It just doesn't. Right? There's it's a very pathetic and sad situation where if a 75-year-old woman is by you, but maybe 12 feet, 15 feet in front of you, that you think the only thing you can do is shoot and kill her, right? I mean, it's not as if you're trapped in a corner and your life is really. This woman is inside her house. The officer's still outside the front door. So the officer has where to go. The entire world to just walk backwards, run, step outside, anything, right? While they figure out how to contain this woman. And in the video, she was just standing there and talking and pointing the knife and put it down and pointing the knives. So it's not as if she had come and then she had taken a step forward, like one step forward with it up, and that was it. Boom, done.
But then what's it?
I mean, the alternative. So we talk about what can be done, and a lot of these situations when they're the officers need to be trained better. And honestly, sometimes the officers shouldn't be put in these situations, because what happens in some of these episodes is where there are no weapons involved, and you have officers there that escalate it because they're not trained, and sometimes act like idiots. And again, we talked about this last week. Expect other people to remain calm when they can't remain calm. You telling me the only option is to shoot and kill a 75-year-old woman? I don't know the protocol. Why a taser is you, maybe because she's armed, deadly weapon knife, so you can't use it. I guess I could understand that. Why they say, well, we can't use a taser. What's that going to do? She could still come after us. But again, I just use reason. A 75-year-old kind of frail woman with a knife coming at you, you can't just back up? Back up 20 feet, shoot her in the leg. Back up 20 feet. Warn her.
Shoot her at all. I don't understand this.
I'm just saying something where she lives. Right?
I mean, I'm assuming you're trained in how to disarm somebody as part of your police training. One would assume.
But they're not. They're not. They're trained to shoot. Shoot to maim. What do you call it? Dead center mass or whatever. That's the thing. That's why they never get shot in the leg.
Kill.
Yeah.
That's aggressive. Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that story.
It's I mean, it's just part of the whole. I'm just becoming more and more just frustrated with everything, and which is shocking because I'm pretty frustrated. But
you're gonna get, like as I meant, people are gonna get jaded. People are jaded already. Not going to. You're gonna get more and more jaded about these things, and almost expect these things to be part and parcel for what happens in the world, which is problematic. But that's where
the police killings happen here more than anywhere else. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. That guy doesn't make sense, really. We're a gun culture. We're a gun culture. It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense, right? There was even there was a thing I heard about yesterday before, and I want to I want to say Utah, but I don't think I forgot what state it was now, and it's really bothersome. But there was a situation where a parent was beating up a kid, not his kid, somebody else's kid, because there's an altercation between the kids. There was a huge thing. And then the teacher had to get involved in this. And it was a whole thing about whether or not the teacher should be involved in this kind of violence and blah, 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 blah. And violence is increasing across schools and yada, yada. It was just all stuff based on this. And I heard about this yesterday, and I was thinking of this is only going to further, like the solutions for all this is more guns. My point is we're a gun culture. Every solution we have here is more guns. I'm not a gun dude. I shouldn't say I don't care if you have guns. I just care about who has guns, I guess. But the idea that that's all it is. It's a cool thing. Everybody's, and everybody's all about that life. And if you're doing,
listen, I'm actually pro Second Amendment, right? I don't have a gun myself. I don't want one, but I'm actually pro Second Amendment. I just think it's asinine what we've done in the past generation or two. The proliferation of guns, the ease of which to obtain guns, which then magnifies the amount of illegal arms out on the street, right? The manufacturing. There should have been limitations. There should have been procedures to ensure that people can't. And they should be training for freaking police. Prem on Facebook, fire upon all Babylon. Yes. Yes,
it's
because they're the old adage is they're not people rocking around a t-shirt saying F the fire department. There's a reason for that, because the fire department's actually doing what they're supposed to do, right? Nothing else.
And then Eddie's situation was Eddie's like, well, the taser could have killed her. The old lady.
Oh, listen, Eddie, you're right. In my opinion, what I would do, I mean, that's just me. I feel like I'd tackle the woman. I'd grab the knife out. I'm not scared of this. Like,
I feel like I could
it is what it
disarm.
is.
I feel like I could disarm a 75-year-old woman. Pretty much.
And
the way
guess who?
it
And we
works
talked about
out,
this on the show. I talked about
but also,
a couple of
taser may kill her. That's still better than actually killing her with a bullet.
yes, yeah. But I talked about this. Talking about people who do like jujitsu, who like things like this is nothing. They blink in their sleep. They could take down somebody like that in an instant. There should be training for officers in martial arts, basic training to do that, to do certain things.
Yeah, I guess it's but again, you're asking a lot from society, and you're asking a lot from our society, not society in general.
Though? Are we actually asking a lot to not kill people?
Because again, okay, have you seen the show? We Own the Streets? I think I'm getting the name right on HBO. It's from David Simon. It's in Baltimore. It's in the line of The Wire, meaning that type. It's actually it's collaboration with the gentleman who created that show as well. So it's very much in that same vein, looking at police and drugs and everything like that. But actually, very much looking at police in Baltimore. And there is a scene in the last episode, which is it frustrates me, but it's also it rains.
It's a spoiler alert because I haven't seen it yet.
It's just a scene. It is not going to change the plot dynamic at all. It's a scene.
Because you have a history of doing that, ruining stuff for people.
One time I did that. One time, literally one time.
Ruin an entire movie, but go on.
By the way, a movie I had not seen. I had not seen the movie myself.
So that's how selfish you are, because
no, I heard this. I thought everybody knew this. The movie talking about is Man on Fire, right? Spoiler alert: Denzel dies, and I didn't know that. And so somebody mentioned it to me, and I hadn't seen it. I was late to seeing it, so I assumed everybody had seen it because it was out. It had been out for a minute. It wasn't like it was out like a couple days. It had been out for a minute. So I casually mentioned, "Oh yeah, Denzel dies," and Dominic's like goes ape shit. Did you ever watch the movie, by the way?
No, I actually forgot.
Oh, see what I'm saying?
I feel like I didn't watch it. I feel like I didn't watch it though because I was so vexed with you.
I don't doubt that, but it's still a good movie. It's worth watching even now. Even though you know that, it doesn't change anything.
I didn't have to. You could have just reminded me to watch it without spoiling it again.
I can't spoil it again. It's been spoiled. You can't re-spoil something. Spoiler just done.
All right, talk about the scene.
And there's a cop who he drives along. He sees two black guys on the stoop of their house drinking a beer on the stoop of their house, and he drives by and he goes, "Need you guys to go inside." And the guy's like, "We're on stoop of our own house," and he goes, "I'm not asking you. I'm telling you to go inside." And he goes, "Thank you for your cooperation," and he drives away. Now these two guys are like, "What the F?" Because I'm on the stoop of my own house. You tell me I can't sit at my own house? And so the cop goes around and he comes back around because he sees they're not moving. So they turn the lights on, they come back around, and he gets out and he beats one of the dudes. He starts punching him, right? And there's two guys. And the other guy was drinking a beverage, and the beverage fell. So there's two guys. One cop grabs one guy who's at the beverage falls, cracks on the floor, and the other guy beats the cop. So next scene scene after whatever, that guy's supervisor, right, police calls him into the office. And he was like, "Dude, what have you?" And it's two policemen, his supervisor and somebody else who's in a senior position, calls this guy into the office, the guy who punched the people. And mind you, the dude who's punching was not wearing a bandage around his knuckles, so he just beat somebody up. And he was like, he goes, "What have you done?" And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And he goes, "Did you just assault somebody?" He goes, "You can't do that, right? You can lose your job for stuff like this." And so the cop starts freaking out. He's like, "No, man, blah, blah, blah. It's, I was trying to police and whatever. And then his supervisor start laughing, right? And he was like, "Hope you guys are joking." He's like, "Come on, man, we're gonna protect you. It's not a big deal." And he goes, "But write a better report, right?" And he goes, "In the report, did you?" He goes, "Your partner had to tell me that a bottle was thrown at you. Now the bottle fell because the other cop grabbed him, right?" But he was like, "Write a better report so we can do this better, right? Why are you making right?" And so literally the cop just hands him back the report. He goes, "Write a better report. Come on. You're fine. Go back out and do what you're doing. Go back and police." Point being, that's a simple. And now again, it's a show. I get it, but it rings so true to me.
Well, David Simon, he's very involved. He knows.
Yes.
Having spoken with 1 million officers, 1 million residents, people on both sides. It's factual stuff.
But it was just when I saw that scene, it bothered me in so many ways Which is why people, and this is why I mean, many people have lost trust in the police across the board because of things like this. The police report means next to nothing, right? Because you know how quickly that can be doctored, right?
Yeah.
All these things. That show is great. It's not easy viewing, but it is a solid show to watch if you're interested in this kind of stuff. If you're not, it's definitely a show that you should not be
Speaking of officers, we just talked about, evidently in Texas, pudgy state troopers could be pulled off enforcement duties. Got to be in shape. Pudgy. Men with waists over 40 inches and women with over 35 inches. Now have to they used? Yeah. They now have to track and share their weight loss efforts. So one guy says this.
You can say pudgy?
Yeah. The article said pudgy. One officer says, I will drink no more than 1 diet soda each day. As if drinking 10 of them is going to make him pudgy. It's unhealthy, but not pudgy. So I think they're very confused as to what to do to lose weight. As if it's the diet sodas that's keeping him fat.
What do you do to lose weight, Dominic? This guy. Look at this one. Look at this one calling people out for their. Look at this.
No. Listen. I'm just mumbling. I'm going.
Have you been called pudgy before? By the way,
I may have on occasion or two. Yes, especially
now,
as a child.
Is pudgy better than rotund? Like, what's the scale? How low is pudgy?
Well, I prefer. No, rotund is definitely better.
Rotund is rough. I mean, rotund is aggressive. Yeah.
No,
in the scale of aggression, you think rotund is better?
Aggressive? Yeah.
Hold up.
Pudgy is like Stay Puft, like, oh, cute, like you pudgy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So that's just be less aggressive. I call you pudgy, and I call you rotund. I would assume you would take more offense over the rotund versus pudgy.
No, I'd prefer rotund.
Really?
Yeah.
And fat, we know that's offensive.
Yeah.
Right. You take offense if I call you fat. Right. What about chunky?
Yeah. Pudgy's the worst.
Pudgy's the worst?
Yeah.
Pudgy's worse than fat.
Yeah. You know, as a kid, when we were kids at different schools, when my school used to kick your school's ass in swim meets, and I used to be a pudgy, rotund, chunky in the swim meets.
In the pool, son.
Yeah.
Yeah, got trophies. Actually, I don't have any more. Had trophies. But either way. Yeah, hold up. Yeah, one more time. Hold up. What were you saying? Yeah. So back then you were
I was all of them.
You were pudgy, chunky, and fat?
Rotund and fat, yeah.
This guy said was, by the way. But no, but seriously, hold up. I'm thinking,
like, I finally have knee surgery. Yeah. Bedroom body alert on the way.
You said that in January, son. In January.
Yeah, I ran into some setbacks.
The year is done.
Ran into some setbacks.
Yeah, which was the gym. And your need to eat food all the time. 2 of those setbacks were on you. But
true.
All right. So pudgy is apparently negative for you, but apparently appropriate for the article. Okay.
Delaware State, an HBCU.
I didn't know that school.
I didn't know. Their women's look.
I don't understand why there's many of these schools that have city names and state behind them. Right? Jacksonville State. Delaware State. It's not a state. That's just confusing in itself. It's a horrible name for an institution.
Time out, genius. Delaware is not a state?
No, sorry. Take that back. Jacksonville State is what got me going off this path.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, though. Yeah,
that's not Delaware. Yeah, sorry. Right. But that whole state, city following state dynamic.
Delaware State had a women's lacrosse team. Oh, God.
This guy's got the whole zoo. Go ahead.
I just assumed they were white. It's a black women's lacrosse team because it's a historic black college. They were in Georgia, and they were pulled over by police, the bus that demanded to search their bags for drugs. It's not happening to a white team. It just isn't. And I saw the video of the people. They're demanding that they need to search it and to fess up, because if they find drugs, it's going to be very bad. It's a college lacrosse team.
So again, watching this show, you see a lot of that where it's like, hey, do yourself a favor, It's that whole dynamic.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot worse.
Yeah, exactly. But
that's not happening. It's just not happening to the white lacrosse team where the police are pulling over with drug sniffing dogs and pull over the bus and just go on there and do that. It's not happening.
I mean, did the bus have a school name on it and stuff like that? Did it say like Delaware State?
No,
Not that it
but
changed
you
it
look through the
from
bus and you see 40 black people.
with lacrosse sticks. You got to be very confused. That's crazy. All that is crazy. All right, go back to your zoo. I'm going to get back to my day. We will catch up.
Eat healthy.
Fun
Be
week.
better.
All right. Chat soon.
Cool.